There may be a low coming in the markets, but I feel that many loose hands are going to be shaken out. The market makers are going to play their games as they do and shake people out of the market. We think it's just going lower. We get that V-shaped recovery and then off to the Ross Clark moon. So, welcome everybody. My name is Kelita Sahliah. I do combine crypto with astrology. Astrology of the sky, so sun, moon, and stars you see right above your head outside. And we get insights into what the market could be doing. So, first, starting off on this crypto fear and greed index, we're more like it's going more to the red, which is kind of telling me it's not at that zone of like, oh, it's getting so high, people are getting more greedy and so on and so on. Of course not, because we've gone lower. So it's just showing there's much more growth to come in this anyway. So we'll start off with that, but I do want to also show you the Bitcoin stock to flow model. As you can see, we are still in that yellow zone. It's not turning to green. So there's still a lot more room to grow. However, like I said, the market makers like to play games and we've just corrected, and it really seems as if we will make a lower low. But let's look at the astrology. Not a lower low, maybe a lower high, but we'll take a look fully at the charts anyway. Beautiful August, beautiful August. This calendar does go up until March 2026, by the way. But where are we right now? It's Sunday. It's Sunday. So we're basically looking in September. It's the 1st of September tomorrow. It's the 1st of the month tomorrow. Anyway, this year has gone quick, but what is happening? We're basically entering into our eclipse season. So even though, of course, this is like the following Sunday, that's the energy we're going to focus on. So for a start, it is a full moon in this lunar eclipse season. We're getting a full moon. I always say when it's a full moon, the market likes to find its support. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is the energy we are entering into because it begins 5 days before. So pretty much from tomorrow, we're entering into that energy of price wanting to find its support. So confirmation of this low potentially coming in. The fact it's also eclipse season. Eclipse season can offer this switch and change of energy. So I do find this interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how the market does move. Like, will we get that low support? We feel it's, this is the end of the world. It finds its support nicely and then it goes on up. Will this eclipse energy give that switch in momentum because we have been going downward? Will it flip that to then this upward momentum? Or are we going to have this extended cycle where it amplifies these like downward energies and it kind of just slows down the bull run so much more? I'm leaning more towards the first one, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. The fact that it is in this Aquarian energy as well on the full moon lunar eclipse is kind of telling me, when I back tested how the moons moved, according to the sky, I only done it for XRP. The Aquarius energy for XRP was one of the ones that moved the most. So when it's a full moon, price finds its support. Once it's found its support, you essentially then long the market or you DCA into it. The new moon, you essentially short the market and so on. But the fact it's in Aquarius and we have been having this downward momentum, sidewards, it's just like, what's going on? Even though we had a big jump before, but I'm like, will price find its support? And it may be a V-shaped recovery. People's like, shit, it's gone down to this price. Quick V-shaped recovery. And as I says, you then long the market once it finds its support. This Aquarian energy kicks in. and gives it that higher percentage. Could that be the case within the whole phase? So the full moon energy will finish on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically the end of reaching into the start of the teens of September. That's when the full moon energy will end. So could we get our long during that time? Could we find that, or begin to find out we've found it, we've reached another level when our new moon at the end of the solar eclipse kicks in? Could we be extended and pulled up higher? I must also say, we will go over this, but this back testing, I only done it for XRP, but Virgo was also one of the ones that moved the most. But Virgo only did that because it is slow moving, Virgo energy being earth, once it was fully clear. So the way I kind of word it, I'm very right brained. Okay, I am very, very right brained. But the way I worded it as Virgo, the maiden, she's very analytical, but once a Virgo type of energy decides, they have decided, like they know fully because they've looked at all angles. And I found that that's how the market moved as well when I back tested XRP. Basically, if the market was moving like a bit unsure, Virgo didn't move that much when the moon was in Virgo. It didn't move that much. However, when Virgo like knows it's like a clear movement on the chart, it's not indecisiveness, Virgo can move a lot as well. And the way this would work is going to be interesting. We can only tell as the days go on, but when it is the new moon, you're pulled up to resistance level. So the question is, where will be the new resistance? If we bounce off of a support on this full moon during the lunar eclipse, and if the energies are that flip of the switch to more bullish energies, could we get a high resistance level being pulled up to it before getting rejected? So that's just something I'm going to keep an eye out on, but it will all depend on how we move with this full moon energy and the whole eclipse energy in general. And yes, does anything else impact things? I'm probably going to say this may have an impact, this retrograde of Uranus going into Taurus, because Uranus can bring about changes. It can bring about that. Taurus represents the material reality, so that does cover, of course, money. It fuels the second house. It covers money. So retrogrades offer a redo, a going over of things that haven't happened. Like if it didn't happen in that time, didn't have the capacity to. So could this sudden change come within our material reality during this retrograde? So I just want to keep those in mind, and we'll see how it goes. But let's take a look at the charts. But before we do make sure you grab the calendar if you would like it. Make sure you stay tuned for next year's one, which will be available in December. But the calendar's there. There is a discount on it. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing it there, but it is discounted. As you can see, the digital is £8, 35% discount, and the physical is 11. So if you do want to grab it, make sure you do. And don't sleep on my merch, people. If you would like to support me, like if anyone's asking you to do something, I can't. The market's moving. It's funny. It's funny. But anyway, confirmation burp of it is funny. Let's look into the charts. So the bit of the sea of the coin, just looking at this straight away on the daily, you can see, look at the candle formation. Just look at the candle formation. This is ready to go lower. Even on the daily, this would be a wonderful support. So ideally, if we're coming down lower, could our full moon appear here? Now, how many days do we have? We've got like 7 days before it appears on. But this would be the next support zone for Bitcoin, and it's really seen if we hold that. So that's 105k. We want to see if we can hold that. As you can see, Bitcoin has kind of didn't really get close to it, but it's still, there's a gap between the 200. So this is kind of telling me, could we find this as our support? The 200's following it nicely, and we essentially just stay there. could we go lower? Like, I personally, I feel this is an amazing support. If we are to go lower, I don't even feel it will be a daily candle, or definitely not a 2-day anyway. If we're to tap lower, I feel we'll get a wick of a V-shaped recovery. Even if it's a day, max 2 or something, I just don't feel it will be long if we break below 105k. And of course our next zone is looking at that 101, basically the 100k level. Retesting that brings us nicely to our 200. So will that happen? I don't know. The 105 is what we want to see it keeping, but either way, even if it goes lower, this bad boy's going back up, so it no matter, it no really matter. So on the RSI, as you can see, it looks like we're definitely pointing to go lower, like 100%. Will it be lower than this point, or will it kind of just hover there? It might go a bit lower, but you can see we are sloping to go lower. So it is coming again to find our support on the full moon. The MACD, we are slowing down a little bit. These are still pointing down, though. We do want them to start to curve to kind of solidify this is the end of the low. So I'm just warning y'all of that flash correction where many retail shaky hands, loose lips, salon dips will be like, oh, it's selling, nothing's happening, XYZ. But even if you look at it on a larger scale, right, it's doing a very healthy break and retest. Come on, laptop for me. That's all it's doing, a very healthy break and retest. So this is on the W time frame. I'm trying to get the word weak out of my vocabulary because your girl's not weak. I'm working on not being weak, but anyway, these were our highs. We wicked a little bit higher, we then came down low, we broke above it, retested it. That was a retest, so a bit of a lower structure, but then we created a higher high. So we need a retest of here, do we not? We need that retest. So it is happening. We are basically retesting the highs of this point, so it is healthy. It is healthy. The lows, it's also touching where we wicked up to prior. So again, it's healthy. The lows of this point is this zone, which is the highest part of the wicks. When you look on the daily, the weekly shows different, but the daily, it's kind of like the highest part of the wicks coming back to this zone, the 105, where I mentioned. And then of course, a lower part of that is 100k, which is here. So we will put in our horizontal ray so we can see that if we do it, that 100k zone, if we cannot hold 105. But even if that's the case, we're kind of retesting this high before, which is a much more structural high than this, even though this is like for sure, but this is like much more tested. So I wouldn't even be worried if we retest this. We'll get a nice double bottom and then possibly continue up. But of course, if we stay here, we're doing nothing but creating a higher high, steps going up before it continues on up. So it is looking, it's looking healthy. It's just doing its normal healthy thing. As you can see, even on the RSI, it made a head and shoulder just here, and then we've just come right down. So it would be interesting looking at the RSI. Will we possibly just come down on the W time frame to retest this point here? And I'll go and check what that was, where that was on price. But again, that would just be healthy because the 50 could then become its support on the RSI, and then we continue up. But I do want to see what this point was on the W. So it's here. So essentially it's basically here. Yeah, so essentially where Bitcoin wants to find its new support is basically giving the same as if when it was here at 76k. Yeah, so it's like it's healthy in terms of volume, Oh gosh, the MACD on the weekly didn't look the best though, but that's kind of what I am seeing for the bit of the seat of the coin. Let's take a look at all of these other things. And keep in mind, we did reach our target here, but we still do have a target of 130k Bitcoin, which we've not reached, so keep that in mind. And I am seeing more. So the simple moon phases, as you can see, we had our resistance. People like to sleep on the full moon, on the moon phases and astrology when it comes to crypto, but as you can see, we've had our new moon and we've been down since, because on new moons, price likes to find its resistance level, and then we go down majority of the time, not all the time, but majority. So if I just remove this and put this one on so we can take a look. So yeah, again, we are underneath all of them. We're underneath all of them, which is just kind of confirming to me, like, yeah, this 105k is our next zone. That's our next zone, 100%. Bear with me, I have to check on something. So yeah, for Bitcoin it is. And again, putting on the EMAs, it's like it would just gain that support off the 200. So if anything, 105 is just looking more likely to retest. And if we go lower, I swear it would just be a wick. If we do have that wick down to $100, it's like the market makers just gonna check this quickly, retest it quickly, and then continue to the upside. So don't be alarmed. But this is not financial advice and not financial advisor. For TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. TikTok, only TikTok, only TikTok. So yeah, let's just Bollinger Bands. So we are on the lower side of the Bollinger Bands, so it's kind of telling me like, the 105 is possibly where we'll go to, because we're so close to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. We can definitely push down and touch it, but we'll be hitting that 105k before, you know, reversal. So that is the zone to keep out for. Don't be alarmed if it's like, oh, we're going down. Let's see how it responds around 105k. If that cannot hold, possible quick wick retest of the 100k zone before continuation. Any lower than that, then I feel again, if they do attempt to bring it lower, it's only to scare people out, and it will become a V-shaped recovery. I will stand on that. I will stand on that. Looking just at the 4 hourly Bollinger Band, again, it's a bit away from it. It can come back down closer to this zone. You can see it's just set up. We've dropped down, we've come up, broke below this structure. We've retested it. We're coming back down. It's simple textbook TA happening right now, to be honest. But closing the Bollinger Bands. Where are our other things? Why doesn't it show it for this? Okay, yeah, we're underneath all of these as well. We want to get above, at least on the smaller time frames, above the 200 to start, and we're most likely underneath all of these as well. So yes, we are going low, people. We're going low, but don't be scared. Don't be scared, bub. 1 hour quickly, then we'll look on ETH. I don't even know what the dollar has been doing recently. Normally but anyway, yeah, we're still underneath all of them. We're going down. Let's take a look at our ETH quickly, and then extra peasy and a hizzy. Oh, and of course, you know a lot has been happening in the crypto space. Crow went up 50 odd %. Trump made whatever deal with Kronos, and loads are happening. So don't be scared of the low. Do not be scared of the lows that may come in, because a lot is happening in the background. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is an extra confirmation of a possible V-shaped recovery if they attempt to push it lower. But keep in mind, eclipse season, we're going through this. We're finding our support on the full moon. Eclipse season can be this shift and change in energies. They've been working on things, and you know, I'm saying in the background, but they're putting it out there saying they're doing this, they're doing that, but the rest of the market is still going down. What do you think will happen? Eclipse season, change of energy, full moon, potentially finding a support, going up, new moon being pulled to a higher point. Or will it be all sideways through the eclipse season and then goes on afterwards? I don't know, but everything they are doing is screaming there is going to be a big jump. So just keep that in mind. So Ethereum's moving a little bit different compared to the rest of them. It seems as if we are underneath the 8. If we get rejected on this zone, if we can't create a higher high, then at least this. That would be the first step above 4,600. If we can get above that, then that will be good. But then our next level, of course, will be 4,800 to 4,900, just below 5k. We could be pushed back down to meet our 55 as support. But again, full moon's coming in. If we cannot get above this, being pushed lower down, it's just looking a bit different to Bitcoin, because the candle made on Bitcoin was like, yeah, this bitch is clearly going down. This one, oh, what's going on? This one's a little bit different though, quite interesting because of the candle formation here. This just clearly shown a reversal happening, and it has happened. Just like here, as we've gone down, it's kind of showing, oh, reversal. But it all depends how we respond on this level. Could we be rejected, come back down, make that double bottom essentially? If we're pushed lower, possibly retesting the 55 moving average, getting closer to it anyway, and retesting that 3,800. Again, I feel both scenarios will be good, because all we'll be doing is retesting fully the buying zone when it comes to the fibs of Ethereum. We haven't reached the 1.618 like Bitcoin had done when it comes to ETH. We've got a long way to reach that, which I'm sure I don't know why this fib is so long. You can tell I'm a woman. I don't get, why is it so long? Like, why have I done the fib so rascal long? It not make no sense. Let's just bring it in. I do my best. Like, my aim is like Bay, whenever Bay appears, we'll just find it cute and adorable that I can read charts. Low here, but this needs to come in because stressing me out. But as you can see, it hasn't reached the 1.618, which it does need to do. It needs to do. So even if we come a bit lower, we're thinking it's not going anywhere. We come and retest the buy-in zone, and then we make our way to the 1.618 fib. And that's just the first stop before 2.618 at 8k, possibly reaching this one at 11. Like, so yeah, it's looking healthy. Get rid of the moons because it looks a bit like a disease. It's all looking healthy, just a retest. The RSI, see, we've bounced up a bit more there. We want to see how we respond here. Will we break through and continue up? So it's kind of like, Bitcoin definitely is going lower. It may pull the other ones down, but there's so much more room in Ethereum that I can see to grow. But we are in the red on the MACD, so again, it's kind of confirming this downward momentum coming true, passing true. And with XRP in the hizzy, XRP's in the hizzy. Right. So, I drew this for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we're going to keep that there just for a few cycles, few videos, and we'll see what go on. Could this be a case like we get close to touching it? Possibly, as the 200 is there. Could we gain support? As you can see, we are underneath both of the moving averages, the 8 and the 55. We're underneath it, so it is saying creating this lower point. This zone here at $2.70 sits at the bottom of the golden pocket. So can we keep our support there? As you know, we came up, we hit the bottom nicely before getting back up literally to our buy-in zone, but this was more of a rejection of the buy-in zone, rejecting us back inside of the golden pocket. So being inside of the golden pocket alone is good. Can we hold that $2.70? If we do have that V-shaped recovery, like, oh shit, the market's going down and making this thing again. Could that be just a wick? Maybe on the 4-hour, 12-hour, we're seeing candle formations, but on the daily, or definitely 2 daily, could it just be a wick coming down, retesting the 0.5, getting close to this 200 and whatever this parallel channel is going on right here, and then wick back up? So I don't know. They may even try it. They may even try and do a scary wick if like when I'm talking about wicks and V-shaped recovery, like this quick wick down to these levels, $2.15, close to the $2 region, quick wick down to retest it, brought back up, V-shaped recovery above here, back into the golden pocket, and then we're up and out. So they like to scare people. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. I don't know, I feel it's looking, the way it's looking, as we've broke below this zone for XRP, we're kind of just retesting it. So I don't feel the golden pocket level at $2.70 would hold it. We may come lower. And if they're trying to scare you, we're coming closer to the $2 regions, but quickly. I don't feel it will be long. And then we're up on out. Looking at the RSI of these, this is looking like it's ready to turn though. So can that $2.70, can it hold it? I would like it to, yet my brain is being prepared for it to not. Its next level, if anything, would be $2.50. Yeah, the highs of $2.50, that region at the 0.5 fib. MACD, it is red. We're still kind of sloping to the red, so it needs to finish its downward momentum. It's going to be interesting to see how the next Sunday's video goes, and I know I missed one, but you know, I'm always there on time. I'm always there when you call, and I'm always on time. So when you need me and my videos, I'll be there. Please, people, if you're this far in a video, help your girl out by simply liking it. Click the share button, even if you have no one to share it with. But YouTube will think, and TikTok will think, that you're sharing it out, and it will help your girl a lot, especially if you want to support me. That would help, like minimum effort help would be amazing. You could also grab a calendar, grab some of the merch, or grab a personal astrology reading from me, which would help as well. But if you're unable to or not called to, then a simple like will help your girl do wonders. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and your girl is working. I'm gonna be doing more videos than just crypto because that is my purpose, but help from my community would be beneficial, and your girl's working on consistency. But anyway, we've switched it. We're underneath all of these as well. Again, you see this 200 is, no, it's in a similar spot as the other one. So I'm seeing closely to $2.50. If we cannot hold that $2.70, $2.50 is looking like it. And as I'm seeing it right now, we are moving down. Let's just take a quick look. Oh no, I want to just check out the Bollinger Bands, if that's okay. And as you can see, the moon phases, new moon, we've gone short. But where's the Bollinger Bands? Okay, so we're at the, similar to Bitcoin, the low of the Bollinger Band. So if we could well hold that 270, but we may wick below it and then like get brought back up quickly inside of the Bollinger Band. So just keep 270, 250 in your mind, because of course we are finding, we're going to enter the energy soon of finding our support. So that's what we want to do. I'm not seeing it stay there for long. So this is why I'm like, it could be that V-shaped recovery. But that's pretty much what I am seeing. Let's check out the vol. No, not that one. Volume's a little bit low. Where are these Bollinger Bands? I've not used my luminary ones in a minute. They're all still down here. Saturn is above it. Uranus is below, so it's still screaming upward momentum when it gets to that anyway. On the 4-hour, we're being supported quite nicely. This could hold us, and again, if we break below it, Uranus could hold us. Uranus, Venus, Mercury could hold us, so keep that in mind. It's 250 region right there, but downward shit is happening. Okay, downward shit is happening, and let's not sleep on light being, because light being is just so cool. It's my baby. Light shining in multiple angles of reality. So support your girl. Like I said, if you would like to get in any of these are discounted. These are all free shipping, all the merch. So thank y'all. I know I'm speaking American. Anyway, I'm chatting too much. Angel out. Bye.